I grew up in a small town in northern Michigan where winters were brutal and Christmas felt isolated rather than cozy. When I was 16, my parents left town for 3 days to visit my grandmother, and I stayed home alone because I had finals coming up. The house was old. Not haunted old, just the kind of place where everything creaked and the heating pipes knocked randomly at night. I wasn't scared of being alone, at least not at first. On Christmas Eve, it snowed nonstop. Thick, heavy snow that muffled sound. By nightfall, the world outside my window looked frozen in time. Around 9 p.m., I heard the mail slot clatter. That was strange. Mail never came that late, especially during a snowstorm. I assumed it was the wind until I heard it again, metal scraping, then the soft sound of paper sliding across the floor. I walked to the front door and picked up a single envelope. No stamp, no address, just my name written neatly in red ink. Inside was a Christmas card, one of those cheap ones with a smiling snowman on the front. Inside it read, "Merry Christmas, I see you." I laughed it off, convinced one of my friends was messing with me. Still, I locked the door and checked the windows. Everything was sealed. Snow piled up outside untouched. No footprints anywhere. An hour later, another card appeared. This one said, "You didn't look upstairs." I stood completely still in the hallway, staring at the staircase. I hadn't gone upstairs since my parents left. My bedroom was downstairs. I grabbed a knife from the kitchen and slowly climbed the steps, checking every room. Nothing. But when I came back down, there was a third card on the table. This one read, "Thank you for checking." That's when I realized something terrifying. There were no footprints outside, but there were wet footprints leading from the hallway into the living room. Bare feet. They stopped right behind where I had been standing. I slept in my car that night. When my parents came home, they found one final card taped to the fridge. "Merry Christmas. Thanks for sharing your house." Every Christmas morning growing up, someone knocked on our front door at exactly 5:17 a.m. It started when I was about 8 years old. My dad would open the door, expecting maybe a drunk neighbor or a delivery mistake, but no one was ever there. Just the cold air and the dark. This happened every year, same time, same 3 knocks. We joked about it, even made it a tradition. Waiting by the door with hot chocolate to see if anyone would finally show up. They never did. When I was in college, my parents divorced and my mom moved into a small house by herself. I stayed with her one Christmas break. At 5:17 a.m., the knocking came. She froze. "I didn't tell anyone about that," she whispered. I opened the door. This time, something was different. There were footprints in the frost leading up to the door, but none leading away. That year, the knocking came again the next night, and the next. On the 4th night, a note was pushed under the door. "I don't like being ignored." We called the police. They found nothing. On Christmas morning, my mom woke me up shaking. She'd heard knocking from inside the house, from her bedroom closet. We sold the house 2 months later. Last year, in my own apartment, I heard 3 knocks at 5:17 a.m. on Christmas morning. I don't open the door anymore. I worked overnight dispatch for a towing company during the holidays. Christmas Eve was always quiet. Around 2 a.m., I got a call from a woman sobbing. She said her car was stuck on a back road outside town and she'd been sitting there for hours. I asked her location. She paused. Then she gave my home address. I told her she must be mistaken. She whispered, "I can see your porch light." I immediately hung up and checked the front window. No car, no headlights, just snow. The phone rang again. This time she said, "You shouldn't have looked." I quit that job the next day. Last Christmas Eve, my phone rang at 2 a.m. Unknown number. I didn't answer. A voicemail appeared seconds later, heavy breathing. Then a woman whispering, "I'm still waiting."